everybody, and welcome back to the Ranch. Dr. Up Down here. Going to do a video response to RisArms. That's Matt, if you guys know him personally. Responding back to his video on what to do after you've been involved in a shooting. And I can't say that I have any personal experience with that, but I think he's right on target with the advice he's given you guys. And most of what he stated are exactly in my plan that I have. One of the things that I do in my billfold that I, of course, have with me at all times is I have my my New Hampshire and Arizona permits handy, but I keep my driver's license and my Kansas permit, which are my two primary permits, right together. I also keep them right there with my insurance card so that I can pull all three of those out and hand them over to the officer if I get stopped. They're conveniently located in a after-shoot situation too, where I might not be completely thinking 100%. That way they're all right there together so that I've got them. I can just hand those over. Additionally, one of the things that I have on the back of my concealed carry permit is something that I've got off of one of the forums at some point or another, and it basically is kind of like that little Miranda card that the police officer is going to be carrying. It just coaches you through what you should and shouldn't say. But basically, it's you know, after you've neutralized the threat, make sure there's no secondary threats. Call 911. Say I've been involved in a violent incident. I need police ambulance. Give your name, clothing description. Keep the scene secure. You know, it doesn't really tell you one way or the other whether to holster your weapon or not. That's probably best advice, since as Matt said, you don't want to be sitting there holding the smoking gun over the person that you've just incapacitated. It goes on to say, you know, when the officer arrives, tell him that he tried to threaten me and I feared for my life. I shot him, or this says I shot him in self-defense. Again, like Matt said, probably not necessarily a good idea to say that I shot him in self-defense, but you get the point that the object is that you were in fear for your life and that you did what was necessary to neutralize that. Again, the next thing it says is to point out any witnesses that may have been there and tell the officer that you're upset right now and that you don't feel like giving a statement at this time, but that you'd like to speak to your attorney and that you'd be more than willing to cooperate with the investigation. I'm going to break in the middle of this and shoot this other segment that is really important for me to add in at this point, and I forgot to mention it when I shot the original video. So one of the things that I really wanted to point out is under no circumstance whatsoever lie to the officer that you make first contact with. One of the and I did a video on this some time back. It was kind of a rant video, but one of the forums, and this thread has since been removed from that forum, but one of the forums had a individual who was using his moderator status to pronounce things as gospel, and what he was saying was, you know, you're going to be nervous and anything anyway, and if the police just persist on questioning you about it, and it just gets to the point where you can't stand telling them anymore that you're going to not answer any questions until you talk to your attorney. His advice was to fake a medical condition, and under absolutely no circumstances whatsoever do that. Unless you're actually having a heart attack, don't tell them that you're having a heart attack. It was absolutely ridiculous for this person to put that on there, and apparently the administrator of the website thought so after I pointed out to him what was actually happening. And like I say, that thread was removed. But what he was advising you to do was to fake a heart attack or some other medical condition to get you out of the questioning at the time. And like I say, that is absolutely the worst possible thing you can do, because if it comes back later that you didn't actually have this medical condition, then everything you've done up to this point is going to be suspect. And regardless of how righteous the shooting was, they're going to figure out some way to make it your fault and try you for murder of this individual, because everybody knows that the bad guy in this situation is now you, because the choir boy that you've shot and killed would never, under any circumstances, try to hold somebody up or rob you. So anyway, we'll get back to the rest of the video. I just wanted to throw this in real quick because I did forget to mention it, and I just feel that it's of utmost importance, probably more important than the rest of the video, to make that point. So back to the rest of the video. So I was just happened to be talking to a law enforcement friend of mine the other day, and we were talking about the fact that, of course, neither one of us ever wanted to have to shoot somebody if we didn't need to, but that if it became necessary, that we had both thought it was kind of ridiculous that one of the questions that would probably be asked was, how many times did you fire your weapon? And the reality of it is who knows? Because both of us have been through some advanced pistol training and stuff like that, and one of the things that we had both quickly realized was that there was just absolutely no way in the world that you're going to be able to keep an accurate round count. So given that situation, here you're going to be asked how many rounds you fired, and both of us kind of at the same time came up with the same answer, that our answer would standard answer would probably be, I don't really know. This is what my pistol is capable of holding, and I don't know how many rounds I fired. I fired until the assailant was neutralized. So anyway, getting back to some of the other things that Matt brought up, like I say, it's all real good advice, I think. In Kansas, we're not required to inform the officer that we have a concealed carry weapon or permit on us. However, our driver's license number is the number that's used on the permit. So when our driver's license is run, the permit will show up on it. So my best practice in Kansas, if I get stopped, is just to hand over my driver's license, my concealed carry card, and my insurance card all at the same time. And the reason behind that is because they're going to know about it sooner or later, and I would rather them know about it from me than have the dispatcher tell them, hey, this guy's got a concealed carry permit. In Arkansas, where Matt's from, it is required by law that they inform the officer when they come in contact with them that they have a permit and that they have a weapon on them. So the law varies state to state, depending on where you're at, as to whether you have to inform or not. And there's a lot of people out there who'll go, I don't have to inform them. It's my Second Amendment right to carry, and I don't have to inform them, and so I'm just not going to. And I don't think that's really best. To me, that's not really best practice. One, because the officer's going to be much more inclined to be favorable to you if you are willing to put that information out instead of them finding it out later. And that's why it's always been my philosophy that if I get stopped, that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, that's about all I got on it. Great video, Matt. I hadn't talked to you in a while. I've been keeping up on what's going on, though. So I hope you guys find this interesting. We'll talk to you later. You have a good day.